embed the language while you're playing, you can see that this game has more strategy. Okay, so there's no strategy to playing Rolling Thunder because it's really random based on what you roll of a die. But there is strategy in this game because you can block your opponent by thinking about where you're moving your paper. And so part of what's fun about being a game is that it's strategic. So I think that this is a really fun game to play at home with your kids. So is Factor Capture. So Factor Capture, I didn't write it on here, but I do want to give them credit. This comes from a curriculum that we don't use here at BSI. It's everyday math. And this is actually the one thing that I've taken from everyday math that I find is a really fantastic game. So in Factor Capture, hopefully you have some way that you could keep score. Maybe you can just keep score mentally. Every number on the board, hold on, I don't want to confuse myself. Okay, so every number on the board is actually going to go between being a product and being a factor based on what your number is. So I'm going to give you an example. I'm trying to get as many points as possible. Every time I cover one of these numbers, that's the amount of points I get. So I'm going to go first, and I'm just going to cover a number. Let's say I cover 36. I'm going to write down Marcy, and I got 36 points. Now it's my opponent's turn to actually find all the factors of 36. So if we think about that, my opponent can cover 6, my opponent can cover 12, my opponent can cover 9, my opponent can cover 4. Was that a good choice for me? No. My opponent can cover a lot of numbers, and they're going to get all those points. So I might want to be a little strategic. Now I'm telling you this for the sake of time, but this is going to evolve as kids play. I might want to cover a prime number. I might want to cover something like 11. So if I cover 11, you can't even cover 11 because it's already been covered, and you can only cover 1. Ha, ha, ha. So that's how you play the game. So you alternate between the person who puts the product and the person who finds the factors. But then there's one additional rule, is that let's say I covered 36 and you only covered 4 of the factors. And I noticed, oh, you didn't cover 9, and 9 is a factor of 36. I can cover 9 and I can capture those points. Okay, so there's a lot of strategy in this game as well. Take just 2 minutes to play for a little while. And raise your hand if you have questions, because I know that it can be confusing.